name's Streepy from Glue and Glitter, and today we are going to make my creamy, cheesy, deliciously easy vegan nachos. Y'all, these nachos are fully loaded, they're super simple to make, and you're gonna love them. Before we get to the recipe, I do want to give you one caveat, and that is I am using the microwave to make the queso in this recipe. If you don't use microwaves, that is okay. You do not have to yell at me, and you can still make the queso. Instead of melting it in the microwave, you will just melt the cheese in a saucepan on low heat on the stovetop. So when I put things into the microwave, just remember that you are going to be doing a stovetop melt instead of that step. These nachos start just like any other nacho recipe with chips. You can use any chips you like. I'm using just some pretty standard tortilla chips, but you could use baked tortilla chips if you want to use high protein or some other kind of fun tortilla chip. Just use your favorite, because if it's your favorite, then you know you're gonna love it. Next, you want to chop up a tomato and scatter that tomato over the top of the chips. Then you will sprinkle on some black olives and cooked and drained black beans and some corn kernels. You can use fresh corn if it's in season. Corn is not in season right now where I am, so I'm using frozen corn that I defrosted. You could also use canned corn that you've drained. Just do whatever is easiest for you. Now that you have got that first layer of toppings in place, it's time to make your guacamole. I definitely recommend using the pickled jalapeno guacamole that you'll find on my website. It's a little bit spicy, it's nice and tangy, and I think you're gonna love it. It's great in this recipe, but if you have a favorite guacamole recipe, you can use that too. Just do whatever works for you. So set that guacamole aside, you'll need it in a minute. But first, it's time to make that queso. To make the queso, start with a 7-ounce package of vegan cheese slices. Any kind you like that's good at melting is going to work. I'm using the Chow Creamy Original slices, but I have made this recipe with other vegan cheese slices. The cooking time is going to vary depending on which slices you're using, so just keep an eye on things, stirring in between rounds of microwaving. Slice those up into 1-inch pieces and put them in a microwave-safe bowl. As you can see in the video, I'm using a Pyrex measuring bowl. That is because it has the little handle and spout, which is great because once this queso is melted, you're gonna pour it over the top of the chips. So this has a handy handle and spout made for pouring. The other ingredient you need to make your queso is canned tomatoes with green chilies. You can find these at any grocery store, and usually you can even find them in mild, medium, or hot. So you can make things as spicy or not as you want them. You won't use the whole can for this recipe, but you can save that other half a can to throw into your next pot of chili. You can also freeze it so that you can defrost it when you need to use it next. Now that you have the cheese and canned tomatoes in your microwave-safe container, it's time to microwave. Remember that if you don't have a microwave or don't want to use one, you can warm this in a saucepan on a stovetop instead. But if you want to microwave it, just take the bowl and put it into your microwave on high. Start with 3 minutes, so do 3 minutes on high, and then give it a stir to see how things are looking. Some cheeses by now will actually be melted, but if you're still seeing big lumps after you do a good stir, just stick the container back in the microwave for another minute, stir and check again, and just keep doing 1 more minute and stirring until everything's done. What you don't want to do is keep microwaving until you have a totally smooth mix. It's okay if it's a little lumpy when you pull it out. Some of the cheese will melt as you're stirring. If you keep microwaving trying to get it totally smooth without stirring, you could burn the queso, and nobody wants that. Now that your queso is ready, it is time to finish those nachos. So grab that plate of nachos from earlier and just pour the queso right on top, making sure to get a nice even coating, because you know, who wants a cheeseless chip in their nachos? Top things off with a dollop of your guacamole and sprinkle on some green onions, and you're ready to serve. I hope that this video answered all of the questions that you might have about this recipe. If you have questions that I didn't address in this video, feel free to drop a question below. I'm always happy to help. And don't forget to rate and subscribe. Happy cooking!